just too much.
Finally, someone who gets it. Finally, someone in the WNBA who understands this thing called business.
Jacy Sheldon thought she could play tough, but Sophie Cunningham made her look straight up goofy. 1 second Sheldon's trying to sneak in a cheap shot, and the next she's out here looking like a blooper reel on ESPN. This wasn't just basketball. This was Sophie putting on a clinic in how to clown somebody with a little extra sass. If you think the WNBA is only about fundamentals and teamwork, nah, this was pure entertainment.
Of course, Sophie Cunningham owned Jacy Sheldon from the same game that Marina Mabrey did the massive body slam into Caitlin Clark on. And of course, later in the game, Sophie Cunningham would take her rightful place as the Indiana Fever enforcer, and I believe took the first step to her becoming the second most popular player in the WNBA.
Jacy Sheldon picked the wrong night to play fake tough. She tried to throw that cheap shot like it was going to make her look gritty. Instead, Sophie flipped it and made her look like the joke of the night. Honestly, it felt less like basketball and more like watching somebody audition for a comedy skit. And the way Sheldon's body language crumbled after Sophie clapped back? Man, it was like that feeling when you accidentally text your ex and instantly regret life.
On a basketball court. And a lot of people don't want to watch that. They want to just watch basketball. Again, the league's been handed this miracle, this beacon of light, while it was down in some dungeon in the basement on life support, and it was never turned a...
Here's the thing about Sophie Cunningham. She's got this vibe like, I'm your best friend at brunch, but on the court, don't mess with me. The second Sheldon tried that little dirty move, Sophie flipped the switch. She didn't just respond, she destroyed her. Sheldon's tough act collapsed faster than a gas station burrito under pressure.
Today in the WNBA dump, the Bub Bongo Band playing all the classics as dump divers enjoy the fiesta. We will miss layups. Or my new personal favorite, it's the remix to Ignition, R. Kelly is in prison, and the WNBA.
This wasn't just a scuffle. Sophie was straight up claiming her territory like, this is my court, my rules. You could feel it in the whole arena. Not today, Sheldon. The crowd felt it, the announcers felt it. Heck, even her shoelaces probably untied themselves in shame. Sheldon really thought she was about to be the intimidator, the enforcer. Instead, she got herself a VIP membership in the Messed with the Wrong One club. The WNBA has had some spicy moments, but this one? This was a 5-star comedy show disguised as a game. Sheldon tried to play the villain, but villains only work if they're actually scary. Sheldon wasn't scary. She had more awkward substitute teacher vibes. Sophie, she was the class clown that secretly runs the whole school.
With somebody playing the new role of Dejanay Carrington, Jacy Sheldon, we had Caitlin Clark getting teed up involved in the incident. How does that happen? You've got Marina Mabrey just coming in and Mabrey just thrashing into Caitlin Clark, of course, slamming her to the ground.
You gotta respect how Sophie didn't even break a sweat embarrassing Sheldon. This wasn't some back and forth battle. Nah, this was Sophie treating it like warm-up cardio. Sheldon swung. Sophie brushed it off like lint on her jacket. The contrast was so sharp, it felt scripted. And the crowd? They went from gasping to cracking up, because nothing's funnier than watching someone set themselves up for failure in real time. Sheldon turned into the punchline of every group chat. Meanwhile, Sophie walked off like the action hero strolling away from an explosion. And the best part, Sophie's not just hooping for points, she's making statements. Her message? Come at me sideways, and you're leaving sideways. Sheldon thought she was laying down the law. Sophie wrote the law.
Of course, Marina Mabrey is going to get ejected because that was unwarranted. She literally came out of nowhere and chucked Caitlin Clark. There should be a flagrant one, of course, on Jacy Sheldon because she swiped her and hit her in the...
And here's the crazy part. This isn't even Sophie's first time doing this. She's basically building a highlight reel of clapbacks and don't mess with me moments. She could drop a whole training video called How to End Careers while still hitting threes. Sheldon might want to buy it. What makes it worse? Sheldon tried to rattle Sophie with physical intimidation. but Sophie looked more bored than bothered. That's next-level humiliation. You bring your best move, and the other person yawns, then cooks you anyway. After that, Sophie doubled down and reminded everybody she's the queen of mixing pettiness with power. Sheldon wanted to throw dirt, but all she did was get herself planted in Sophie's highlight reel.
Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. Shout out to the Indiana Fever. I'm feeling good, folks. Welcome to WNBA Fight Night, or as some people are saying, WNBA Raw.
Somebody needs to check if Sheldon's agent is updating her profile, because after this game, her endorsements are less Nike and more Band-Aids. Meanwhile, Sophie's stock just shot up. She doesn't just play, she sets the tone. And the funniest part? Sheldon probably hyped herself up in the locker room like, "Tonight I'm making a statement." Well, she did. Just not the one she wanted. The WNBA loves rivalries, and this one? It just got real. Sophie versus Sheldon went from who cares to must-see TV. At the end of the day, it was all about tough talk versus actual toughness. Spoiler alert, toughness won, and it wasn't even close. If basketball had Yelp reviews, Sheldon's game gets 1 star. Sophie, Michelin star in the art of humiliation.
Yesterday or the day before, we're talking about an incident once or twice a week, every week in this league. This was not physical play. That's Bush League bullshit. Street ball crap on a basketball court. And a lot of people don't want to watch that. They want to just watch basketball. Again, the league's been handed this miracle, this beacon of light, while it was down in some dungeon in the basement on.
And Sophie's not even done. This is just another chapter in her growing highlight book of roasting people with a smile. Sheldon, she's the cautionary tale now. Every rookie's gonna see this clip and think, yeah, maybe I'll just play clean defense instead. Sophie turned what could have been a forgettable cheap shot into an instant classic. Sheldon wanted drama, but Sophie gave her a comedy roast. That's way worse. Some players fall apart in chaos, but Sophie? She levels up. Sheldon tried to throw dirt. Sophie planted a whole garden with it. It was so smooth, you'd think Sophie had it circled on her calendar. Embarrass Sheldon Day.
Our game last year had great attendance and great energy, so I'm expecting the same tonight. But for myself, like, you don't take these opportunities for granted. Like, it's always fun to go to a new arena and a new place and enjoy it, and I expect the same here tonight.
What makes this worse is how uneven the energy was. Sheldon came in trying way too hard, like a kid sneaking a giant note card into a test. Sophie, she just casually dominated. And casual dominance is always more embarrassing. It's like bragging about running a marathon and then getting passed by a grandma eating a granola bar. That's Sophie. Sheldon thought this was her grit moment. Instead, it was her GIF moment. Social media exploded with memes before the game was even over. If humiliation had a Hall of Fame, Sophie just got inducted. And the message she sent to the league was clear. Try a cheap shot, and I'll turn you into a comedy segment. That's brand building right there.
The corner. Oh, goes behind her back to find Howard. She can face up. She can put it on the deck. She has a nice jump shot. Like, she has everything.
Zooming out, this wasn't just about Sheldon and Sophie. It's what the WNBA thrives on: storylines. Fans love drama. Sophie gave them fire. Sheldon probably thought she was starting a rivalry. Problem is, rivalries only work when both sides bring equal heat. Sophie wasn't battling a rival. She was swatting away a mosquito. Fans were ruthless afterward. Some said Sheldon's next endorsement deal should be for stain remover. Others said she should switch to badminton, or even knitting, since she keeps weaving herself into other people's highlights. When people start comparing your game to IKEA furniture, shaky, complicated, and falling apart under pressure, you know it's bad.
Tonight was a brawl, folks. Tonight was a brawl, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, is anybody on this team going to stand up for... And Sophie Cunningham.
Meanwhile, Sophie's reputation just keeps rising. She's the type of player you don't just watch. You wait for, because you never know when she'll turn a regular play into a viral moment. She's unpredictable, and that makes her dangerous and fun. Sheldon, on the other hand, probably replayed that moment in her head 100 times after the game, and each replay got worse. Once the crowd laughs and the memes hit the internet, you're stuck. It's like tripping on live TV. You can't escape it. And the worst part, her teammates probably felt that embarrassment too. Sophie didn't just cook Sheldon, she embarrassed her entire squad.
Had Caitlin Clark getting teed up involved in the incident. How does that happen? You've got Marina Mabrey just coming in and Mabrey just thrashing into Caitlin Clark, of course, slamming her to the ground. I've got a new angle of that, and it's even worse. It's even worse. The new angle on this is, it's like, whoa. And the fact that the referees didn't automatically throw her ass right out of that arena is exactly why
Sophie Cunningham is that bear. Actually, scratch that, she's a bear with jokes. She doesn't just shut people down, she makes it funny. That's rare. Most players clap back angry. Sophie does it with flair, almost like she's winking while roasting you. Sheldon never had a chance. It's like challenging a master chef with a pack of instant ramen. You're not competing, you're setting yourself up to get smoked. Even the commentators couldn't help but laugh. And that's Sophie's real weapon. It's not just physical, it's psychological. Once she embarrasses you, she's living rent-free in your head.
Riding her. Pokes Caitlin Clark in the eye. Oh, man. Caitlin Clark needs to start wearing goggles, folks. Caitlin Clark's going to need to start wearing goggles. Bumps up on Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark says, "Get your hands off me." And then here comes Marina Mabrey. Boom! Exploding Caitlin Clark like a safety coming downhill in the NFL. There was no flop there. Marina Mabrey did a straight beeline run to Caitlin Clark and checked her. You got Lexi Hull saying, "Jacy, what the hell is wrong with you?" This was all game, folks.
Let's keep it real. Sheldon deserved this roasting. Cheap shots are what players do when they don't trust their own skills. It's like rage quitting a video game when you're losing. And Sophie made her pay for it big time. Imagine being Sheldon right now. Everywhere you scroll, Twitter, IG, TikTok, the clips are waiting. Your friends send them, strangers tag you, fans laugh at you. Sophie turned her into trending content, and trending content never dies. This one game might not define the season, but it will define Sheldon for a while. Sophie owns her now, whether she likes it or not. And honestly, that's great for the league. Fans love drama, and this was A+ drama with comedy mixed in. Lesson learned. Don't mess with Sophie Cunningham unless you're ready to get roasted.
and how they're handling this full-on assault of Caitlin Clark is a joke, and now everybody is fully aware. All right? We're not talking about basketball after these games. We're talking about incidents. I just said yesterday or the day before, we're talking about an incident once or twice a week, every week in this league. This was not physical play. That's Bush League bullshit. Street ball.
And the scoreboard might reset every game, but humiliation sticks. Sheldon's gonna walk into arenas and hear fans laughing, pointing, whispering. Meanwhile, Sophie will walk in like she just wrote another legendary chapter in her clapback book. Moments like this live forever. Because while points win games, moments win fans. And Sophie Cunningham? She just gained a whole new audience. Dirty hits fade. Sophie's clapbacks? Those are forever.